Chips here. We're still in heat number 1 of day 2 action, as it's going to be Team Liquid going against CDEC. We're about to hop into game number 2. CDEC took game number 1, and now they're looking to get 3 points here if they can shut out Liquid 2-0. Liquid are at the top of the group. It's CDEC who are down at the bottom and really need a win here. I'm back again with Lumi and Shiver.
I just want to point out that at this point we're still in group stages. That means that the venue is not open yet to the public.
Yes.
Oh, really? Oh, really?
There's not 1,000 Rickies here. Nothing like that.
Exactly.
Shiver, what is this crazy thing you have on the desk?
I did a competition this morning.
Okay.
And it was a competition in poker.
Oh.
I think it's fun. And I was really good because I won.
Your Samsung tag is
Actually, it was a poker competition that was called New York City.
Oh.
And that's why there is NYC on there.
It's about
You're
to fall.
the.
It looks like it's about to fall.
And also, I just want to point out
Your mic is
that
not on.
my mic wasn't on. So people, there are no 1,000 Rickies here. The group stages means that the venue is not open yet to the public. Also, this is my cup. I won it in a tournament that was called New York City for the poker championship earlier this morning at the hotel. It was amazing. You should have been there. But no, like that is actually going to be the competition. And I know that we're not on camera anymore, so people don't know what they're saying. It is on.
Good job, Shiver.
It is
And
on.
congratulations on your wonderful trophy there. It looks beautiful.
Thank you.
We'll have something similar made up for these players if they're able to win the Nanyang Championship.
Yeah.
But here we are. We have a draft underway now with Team Liquid are going to be banning out the Night Stalker and the Undying duo for CDEC. Got to get rid of the Doom. I don't think we'll ever get to see a Doom at this rate. And the follow-up ban, what are they going to risk letting through here? Liquid, I'm sure they would love to pounce on maybe an early Ember Spirit, but a Tusk is also something that's probably going to be catching the eye of either team.
Yes, the most picked hero actually for Liquid in this patch, the Tusk that is, and well, 75% win rate, not bad at all, not bad at all.
I'm surprised that Queen of Pain is actually not taken out. She is a pretty amazing hero. We saw Shiki kind of go to town with it, but let's not forget that Fata is also amazing on him.
Yep.
Particularly for CDEC, they have an over 80% win rate. Or are they going to pick it up here again?
85 even.
All right,
Yeah.
here we go. Tusk, Queen of Pain.
Just so damn good with that hero. You know what I want to see? Fata Beastmaster.
You've been calling it since yesterday.
Bold claim yesterday. I'm still going to hold on to that one tight, but Team Liquid are going to continue picking up their comfort zone here. They get their Mind Control Darkseer and the Matumba Man Ember Spirit.
This is the exact same draft that we saw from last game.
Mm-hmm.
So far, the same start. What I had a big problem was that Jirax did not get to have a playmaking hero. Remember that when Ogre was picked up for Team Liquid earlier in this tournament and they lost? I made the same remark as that. I feel like Jirax, you want to give him a team fight oriented support. Sand King was what he was really famous for in the past. He's playing things like Rubik and Winter Wyvern, heroes that could do something amazing. Apart from, like, instead of standing there like a Witch Doctor and just your hands are off the keyboard, you're not making any big plays when you're channeling that Witch Doctor ult.
I actually would have thought that when we saw the Spirit Breaker pick that was going to be the Jerax hero, because that just suits his playstyle. Now, we know Kuro plays a mean Spirit Breaker, but I just figured that's how it was going to go, and I wonder if that's something they're going to acknowledge here. Speaking of getting acknowledged, Liquid banning respectfully that clockwork, because XC is just a dirty clockwork
Now
player.
a hero that actually fits into the plan that you want to see from Team Liquid, Lumi, is Alina. We have actually seen Jerix play Alina support.
Okay.
That actually transitions into core because he is so aggressive. He'll get enough farm, he'll get enough items, and he'll be that playmaker basically that you want him to be. And he's still on the pool. Last game we did see the Lina banned out at this stage. This time, I'm really hoping for them to secure that one.
Lina's a great hero, but it's not really good against this CDEC squad because you don't really have a good kind of disable against Queen of Pain, against Spirit Breaker. Sure, you could land it on Spirit Breaker when he's charging you, but it's not exactly the most reliable thing. But Lina, what she is really good for is kind of securing the damage output of Team Liquid. We saw in the last game that Ember wasn't doing enough damage, and neither was Razor. So they really wanted support that could dish out some damage. Witch Doctor was not it. Kind of got killed too quickly. So I'm kind of going along with your suggestion, Shiver. Maybe not Lina particularly, but they definitely need a support that could dish out kind of a ton of damage.
Do love this pickup. The Space Cow being grabbed from CDEC not only works wonderfully with their bruiser lineup between Tusk and themselves, but it's also a denied pick. You never want to let a team like Liquid have Darkseer and Spirit Breaker together, and their response, a secret favorite here, Bane.
Yeah, they are really good with this hero. They win quite a bit of games on this, high win rate. The problem is, I'm not sure whether Bane is good against, like you said, the bruiser frontliners. You could stand there and do your thing, but
Quick sleep.
yeah,
Get away from me.
I guess. But you know, like you could get away with one person, and then Tusk comes in. You know, so it's just I'm not sold on this Bane pick.
But at least you can set up for chains if you want to. Set up for
10
Light Strike
seconds
Ray
remaining.
if you
Potential
want to.
Marana pick?
I mean, we saw it yesterday, and I
5
want to
seconds
believe. I really
remaining.
do, but
That could
I
be
just-
a Jarek's kind of a hero. This guy likes to roam around and set things up.
Reserve time.
That is
could
true.
be.
You know, it sounds pretty far-fetched, but like you said, we have seen it already this tournament, so just got to casually throw it out there. But we go
Yeah,
back
yeah,
to
yeah.
the side of CDEC now. You know, they got their foundation built up here, maybe looking for a possible selfless support grab, and of course the aggressive hero. Played Slaughter in the previous game. Is that a
Plays Slaughter like his 3 previous games. It's,
Yeah, every game.
Yeah.
do we imagine seeing a Slaughter potentially again here for them?
I like the Slaughter because something that the caster really focus on is like, oh, when is the blink timing? When is he gonna get the blink dagger? Aggressive to me is a player that could do a lot even without the blink dagger, which is the impressive thing about him. But so far we're gonna see a
Team
silencer pick,
Liquid's
which
turn
you know,
to pick.
excellent against the Bane, excellent against the Ember. I'm gonna see the run back on the Razor. I don't know. I like CDEC draft much more so far.
Yeah, Silencer just going to be that insta combo breaker. It's not going to be an easy life here for the Bane. I don't foresee him getting a BKB anytime soon, so his Fiend grips are going to be hard, but that means that he's able to dictate when the globals are going to be coming out, and
10
maybe
seconds
Liquid could
remaining.
use that to their benefit to maybe manipulate CDC a bit, but that quick
5
response of the
seconds
Razor, it's just
remaining.
Liquid continuing to go back with their comfort picks. Never a big Razor fan here
Reserve
personally, but
time.
It's a boring
you know,
hero.
It's
you
a
know?
boring
Yeah.
hero. I mean, from a viewer perspective,
Not a crowd pleaser.
not a crowd pleaser at all, not a playmaker. And we saw it previous game as well. I mean, Fada played Razor pretty okay. I mean,
seconds
when he got a
remaining.
BKB, he was a lot more active than he was before. But
5 seconds
it's
remaining.
I guess they need the type of hero to just be able to sustain damage and stand there. And while the plays
Team
are being done
Liquid's
by
turn to
Darkseer, Ember
ban.
Spirit, and whoever else they secure with that. But it's just a bit.
Yeah, Razor was
Lackluster.
hitting pretty hard. Like he got a
Yeah.
fairly early Scotty, but it's a Scotty.
Lina.
And there's that Lina that you talked about, and
On the
looks
wrong
like
team.
Team
this is the
Liquid's
cheeky
turn to
Lina.
pick.
And I really like it here because
Yep.
if you look over to the other side, you have Razor, you have Ember, Darkseer. These are fairly tanky hero, and you need some burst. And this is the burst that we need. So this is a fairly heavy magical lineup, and they have to win fairly early into the game. But we saw Queen of Pain getting things like AC, MKB late game, so they have some decent transition as well.
I was very curious why they decided to ban the Viper over the Lina, but it obviously makes more sense. They have the Razor,
10
and Razor would have
seconds
much more
remaining.
difficult time against
Hey,
something like the Viper,
question.
but Cheeky is very comfortable with the Lina.
5
Obviously, we've
seconds
seen
remaining.
we've seen it. I think only from Virtus Pro, Silencer Core,
Yeah, it could be a thing.
and then you
Reserve
have
time.
still Shiki on his Queen of Pain and support Lina Spurs Spirit Break.
It's not a very aggressive hero, right? Like
No,
you don't roam the mid lane into a river for a silencer gank. It just doesn't fit. But if you can make it work, I'll be glad to see it.
well, I kind of feel like Liquid was having their eyes set on that Lina, and then it got snatched away in front of them. So they're looking for a different hero
The
now.
Jarek's hero.
A Jarek's hero that
Ogre
can.
is still there. They can always just go for a classic Ogre grab.
It's a Lich. There it is.
So I think we're gonna see Jerax on Bane and probably
Mm.
Kuro on Lich, unless they want to kind of switch it up again.
It
But
is a
looks
Shiki
like
Lina, by
yeah,
the way.
Shiki Lina, aggressive Queen of Pain, and we saw this Lina versus Razor matchup before, and Shiki does very well on that Lina, in that particular matchup. So
I just wondered the Lich. That means they want to win a lane for sure. Which lane do you think? Is this just for pure assistance from Matama Man to have a smooth sailing start, or do we expect him to float around maybe Fata in the mid lane a bit? I imagine Fata shouldn't have too much trouble against the lane.
yeah, that's
but
pretty
maybe-
curious because I don't think any one of these lanes is too EXP dependent.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like if you put it against Queen of Pain, she's like, you know, whatever, I'm okay with it. So I'm not really sold on this Lich, to be honest here. Like you don't really need the Frost Armor in particular for anything. So maybe they're looking for some mid-game control, maybe a little bit of Wombo combo with the Chain
10
Frost
seconds
into a
remaining.
vacuum.
Oh
you know?
yeah, that would be pretty sexy. We'll have to see though. They're the
5
pros.
seconds
Yeah.
remaining.
Maybe
Yeah.
there's something they know that we don't. But I am also a bit peculiar here because the lockdown factor,
Oh, there is one
not of
thing.
abundance here for Liquid.
There is one thing. CDEC, they're not great at pushing. Frost Armor or Tower is going to be posing a big problem.
Yeah,
So
that's a
there-
good
there's
point.
that.
We'll see if it's something they go for here. Let's go ahead and throw it over to our casters right now. It's going to be LD and Winter. Gentlemen, take it away.
Thank you, Dakota. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. It's Liquid versus CDEC, Game 2. Winter in game number 1, CDEC. Very impressive showing down the stretch. Some excellent individual play by XZ. Great team itemization. Good overall strategy and decision making. They walked away with the objectives and the win. And now they lead 1-0 in the series. A 2-0, extremely important here if you want to finish top 2, is wins are how you get the 3 points, and 3 points are how you get out of the group on top.
They have a very weird last pick though, like the Lich. Didn't really expect that to happen. Because you don't really want to dual lane a Darkseer with a Lich, because Darkseer you want to just get solo experience, and generally you don't need help as a Darkseer. So we'll see how they actually play their lanes out. I was actually thinking that maybe they want to have a Lich Ember type of pressure lane, but I'm not sure what they're actually going to do with their lanes. Because it's actually strange for me if you have Lich plus Darkseer on the offlane together. It's not something that you see or you're too much.
No, it's generally the Darkseer doesn't really need help. Like he doesn't want to pull the lane back. He wants to push it out and then go jungle. So it's kind of, they work at cross purposes in some ways. But
the battle begins.
The other thing is, CDEC looks like they may be just something a bit different with their lanes. As we're going to see aggressive head to the off lane. There's a dire lane ward here, placed down by Jerex earlier. So, well, it's going to be a safe lane Ember, and this is something that you often talk about, Winter, is you wish teams would contest Ember more in the safe lane. CDEC are going to grant you your wish.
They are leaning with the Queen on the off lane.
Yep.
I was actually expecting maybe even the SB plus Toss, that's the normal lane. It will still be a lot of pressure for the Ember regardless. But the Queen obviously has much more, harassing potential. You can argue maybe the Tusk and SB together has much more kill potential with the Snoop when you get level 2. But Queen has more lane control and lane presence with the poison.
And the mid lane, Shiki on, I think for most people, his best hero. Definitely had a solid game last time around the quad, but it's not that he's entirely a one-trick pony, but my god, right now Lina is just his hero. He's had some big standout performances on this one, but is up against one of the stronger mid laners.
Oh, the Lich
gonna be on the
getting
raise.
a double pull here as well. This is going to help the Darkseer a lot.
Meanwhile, bottom. Pursuit onto mind control, they might go for this. Oh, only level 1. They can force out that surge.
We don't see this enough though, like when you tangle this tree, you can actually just do the double pull with any support hero. Oh, Jerex, he's going to get charged, poison, aggressive, has the Orb of Venom as well on him. But not enough damage there. Brain is still very, very tanky at level 1. Very good stats.
I thought you were saying aggressive had an Orb of Venom.
Oh, gotta have that.
Next level quad build, eh?
There's some, I've seen it on some players, but
there's some players who just love that item so much they'll get on like any heroes. Oh dear lord, Kuroki, you want to help the mid lane? Shiki's gonna start pummeling you. He might even go for a kill on Fada here. Long range wouldn't be quite enough damage, and he knows it. I think he was hoping Kuroki would slide back to assist. But when you're dual laning the Lina, granted she's not CSing particularly well, but she is administering heavy punishment early on. Meanwhile, bottom, mind control out of mana, so he can't really trade blows too well.
Go for regen.
Yeah, that's not going to do it. We'll allow him to get some experience if he wants it. But not
He's going to be able to get experience with this in this rune, so at least there's something for him.
That's what I just said, buddy. We're on the same wavelength here. We've got synergy, Winter.
Good synergy.
You and me.
Oh, good recognition.
Kuroki will wind his way into the lane again, but continues to just get punished as far as harassment goes. Has to be careful about sticking around too long. Meanwhile, XZ pushing mind control back out of the lane. Darza attempted just a bit off the mark. They are slowing down Shiki's farm a little bit, but not to too much of an extent. And I think important to note here, Winter, Matumba Man, despite the dual lane, he's 10-0. He's even with the Quap in terms of CS.
This was because they were able to pull, right, earlier, or it was just, they actually block it. So he's just managed to get so much CS from the laning phase.
Yeah, just very good timing on when he runs in for the last hits.
Because they went for Jerex, so they spent a lot of time chasing Jerex before this, so it allowed the Ember to get some free last hits while that was happening.
But Darkseer forced back to the well again. Kuroki seems like he's trying to contemplate where he wants to go. They're going to TP the Darkseer bottom. Kuroki will return to mid to continue assisting Fada. And now top lane aggressive, being pursued a bit. There's still no points here in the chains. You opted for that one slight to dodge the poison harass. It does limit the kill potential here quite a bit.
He just needs to make sure he farms though, honestly, in this lane. They don't really need to look for kills, as long as Ember is farming. Because this is a pressure lane from CDEC. So as long as Liquid doesn't die, they get farm on the Ember. You're basically winning the lane by default by doing that.
Aggressive trading here with Jerex a bit, but Bane very good at these trades with the new and improved Brain Sap. Bane's aggressive flow, the charge is coming. Cow's on the move, gonna dive Jerex. There is no point in chain still. Oh, Garter. Honestly, could have maybe gone for that, but Brain Sap was about to cool down. May have just gotten it off in the nick of time. CDEC are gonna back off. Meanwhile, mid, Shiki getting aggressive, hunting after Kuro. He's got a slave available. Bam! Dual lane me, no problem. Gets the kill anyway.
He has 17 CS. He's on even.
Shiki is getting dual lane by a Lich Razor and winning his lane and gets the first blood. My god. Just don't give this guy Lina. Just don't do it.
It's not only about that, you know, it's just about even Lina as a hero is very good versus 2 heroes because you have that range harass, you have very long attack range, range spell harass. You are just very built into surviving this type of lanes. You're not gonna be, you know,
I mean,
getting
where does the
from
Lich
lane.
go though? Does he go top?
That's why it's weird for me when they actually finish their draft with a Lich because I feel like Darkseid is not an offlaner that you want to have Lich with. And it's either that or you just lane Lich plus like Ember on off lane. Something Secret would do from time to time. You make the off lane your safe lane with the Lich Ember.
Yeah, at that point, I guess if you're CDEC though, you could just rotate the Quap down there, and it's not exactly
Yeah,
easy.
because I was thinking maybe their plan was to do Lich Ember on off lane, and you have your Darkseid go up against the pressure lane from.
Classic aggressive. Okay, I thought he was actually ganking. He's just TPing to farm. They're gonna do a little switcheroo. It looks
Classic
like
aggressive going back to his safe lane.
Don't you remember the game at TI5 where he got a triple kill at level 4 as a Quap because he TP'd the gank? That is classic aggressive, but this is not a gank.
And
This is
he
just a late
was the
rotation.
gyro that TP'd to help his team when he had only 1 mana. For
He
Rocket
literally
Barrage.
invented the carry comes to fights at level 6 meta at TI. And then everyone started copying it.
Yeah, because you are fighting. If you're farming with your carry, you're fighting with 1 less hero, and the opponent always has that 1 extra hero. So they are winning all the team fights, and you're losing control on the game. So basically, everyone has to follow that after.
Xi is gonna get some eyes on Fada here. Oh, hey buddy, how's it going? Do you want a rune? Do you want a rune? Too bad, no rune for you. Shards are gonna come out. Fada has been baited in a little bit. They're gonna have a snowball available to follow this up. Lina nuke, Laguna. That's enough. The charge completes, and CDEC, their patented aggression ramps up. They'll not only get the kill, but they'll grab the rune. Shiki, the phase boot's already completed.
Dude,
Magic Wand
whoa,
online.
he wants to be so aggressive. Like usually
Getting
he
out
goes
of control.
Usually he goes for power trades on Lina, but this is a sign that he knows that he's having a really good start. You want to be able to use the extra damage from your right clicks and more movement speed to actually just keep continuously pressuring this dual lane that Liquid has. And it's going to allow him to keep chasing on the Lich and the Razor as well with the additional movement speed.
And Lich doesn't even have boots. Hiroki is just food right now. They're gonna move the Spirit Breaker into the enemy woods.
This Lich that definitely did not pay off for them. He basically didn't even win their lanes. Like you pick the Lich, you win the
better
lanes.
win at least one lane when you pick Lich. They're not even winning on experience. Average Lich game, I would say at this point, you're up like 1,500 experience by default. That's what we normally see, but it's not even close.
This is looking really, really bad for Liquid.
And what's the Lich gonna do in the mid game? Like I just see him feeding. To the
Ice
CDEC
armor is
line.
not even particularly good this game
No,
because
it's all
they are
nuke damage.
all nuke, yeah. Basically
Even the
all
Spirit
nuke.
Breaker is magic damage on the bash.
Only Tusk.
I mean, Tusk still has a lot of nuke damage as well.
Warrior's Punch.
Yeah. I don't think Walrus Punch is nice, but you don't really pick Tusk for the punch. That's just a nice little cherry on top.
Why not? When you have the Desolator, why not?
You know, who was it? It was someone from Complexity who did that carry build. Was it
No, wasn't it Chrissy?
Yeah, I saw Complexity do it as
Blink
well. in one of the
Desolator.
TI games.
Blink-
TI games. especially.
Blink Deso plus
It was he went Shadowblade Deso.
Shadowblade Deso.
I forget who was playing offlane for them at TI.
Mr. Moon Meander.
Yeah, it was Moon. Moon did it a couple of games. That's right. Slide a fist through on tempting onto XE. Garter, surprise! It's me, the fat cow. Now they get the shards off. Uppercuts there. Derek's trying to turn this with the brain set. They might get good damage out, but then Aggressive arrives. And Matumba, man, looks like he's going to need to retreat. Slow down, has the chains, but he's going to get bashed. The Remnant, that's the last Remnant. But will they chase? Charge available in 1 second. Going to pop the Mango, try to survive. And Matumba dropping very low charge. No good interruption, still aggressive. Might be able to finish him off. A couple more pokes. The slave is there because Shiki's also showed up. And they will succeed in getting the kill.
He popped the Mango trying to get an extra Remnant out, but still didn't able to survive that. The TP, the carry TPing to the fight again. Paying off for CDEC. And they are fighting with the Lich, which can't do anything, even if he TP's in. Darkseid is more focused on his own farm right now and levels, so they're just basically using every hero to fight, but Liquid can't use all their heroes to fight because they need levels, and it's just how their heroes are set up for. They need to win their lanes with the Lich, otherwise this is going to happen. They're going to get run over. SB and Queen of Pain just has that fast tempo of a game coming in, whereas Liquid want to play a slower pace game, but they're not allowed to play that.
He's going to back off. They try to move the Ember down bottom, but unable to get active on his first attempt here. Doesn't even have remnants left right now.
Man, Q is gonna be such a big counter towards this Ember, I feel, in the later portions of the game. You just need to charge in, or Tuss is going to initiate for his team, and Global Silence, and you can just take down the Ember from there.
Yules is coming quickly now. 2 components already grabbed. Shiki just about has the recipe. Just a little over 1,000 off. And what do you do if you're Liquid now, Winter? Picking the Lich, the lanes haven't gone very well. Your Ember, yeah, he got decent CS, but he's not snowballing by any stretch.
He's gonna have a tough time though.
What is the plan? Because Silencer, level 6 is coming soon.
You need to build Manta on Ember, I think, this game as your first item. Otherwise,
even then, it's like just the beginning.
You're gonna keep dying if you don't have Manta, because they
agree.
just need to charge you, or get a snowball on you and Global Silence, and you're screwed, and you're dead.
And Q's done a good job of getting his levels here.
He's
Already
almost 6, right?
level 5 and change, just being left alone bottom. And we've seen CDEC play I think that was the most impressive Silencer performance that I saw at TI. Q, every single global was multiple kills for the team, and he never had to waste it defensively.
Oh, bottom lane, Matuma,
Dive him. Where's the backup? Big initiation. He doesn't chain. It's only a level 1 chain anyway. Not the scariest thing in the world.
Here comes the Lina.
They turn. Lich is also diving. Double rotation. They baited them in. Kuroki dead for sure. Not that that really matters too much at this point. That's certainly not the new charge. Close. No. Almost got it. They found also 2. Snowball coming to the double TP.
Oh my god!
Cancel XP, you magician. And now Shiki says, great, I'm going to go for the double here. He goes for Jarek with the Laguna. The auto attack damage is sufficient. He's got the range. He's got the damage. And XZ continues to impress here. My goodness.
This guy, the value Matuma Man, is going to get charged. He places a random attack, but gets charged by the Garda.
Then the global, actually no, not the global, sorry, just the silencer, regular silence coming out. The last word. Not long enough duration to get the kill, but Matuma Man trapped in the trees. There's no TP, has no remnants. They may actually be able to kill him. I think CDEC just surprised us so safe around. All right.
He has one remnant.
One remnant. None to cast, but had one back at the tower.
But this is still looking really, really bad for Liquid at this point of the game. Their lineup just isn't built to be behind at this stage. They should be taking a lead from the laning phase, but things didn't really turn out too well for them in the laning phase. All thanks to that Shiki winning that 1 versus 2 lane.
7-2 the score now as CDEC lead by a solid 3,000 gold.
Just look at mind control as well. He's not even anywhere close to the man. Dude, this is really bad for them. This is really, really bad, and Matuma Man seems like
he has to go tread,
treads.
His own farm curve will be lower.
They need to just TP down Iron Shell and Ember, and they need to win a fight right now.
It's so hard now. The global's online though.
This is a really dire situation for
if you commit for a kill here and you don't just like fight Q completely on his own, you're gonna get wiped on the counter initiation.
But if they just continue and farm, they're gonna be taking such a bad trade. So they have to
rock in a hard place. Global is gonna be used, but this time it is a bit of a waste. And they're gonna chase for more. This could be the opening. Q, like possible second target. No, the secondary silence. Going to be just enough there.
So here comes Shiki, the
revenge. But now XC rolling forward. Got 3 Laguna kill. Snowball committed onto the Matuma Man, rolls right past mind control, punches the Matuma down. Program is available to cast. But they still look to chase here as the plasma field arrives. Where's that Spirit Breaker? Bothering to charge on the other side of the world. They will dive XC. The Chain Frost is Liquid just when they need a couple kills. They grab those. But the Cow's coming.
They're going to be
able to is ready. And they're diving for this. If they get any sort of vision, Liquid are in a lot of trouble. Aggressive from the backside. This could be a triple combo work. Totally about only screens by control. Chasing forward. Capture not being used as yet. They have another trick with Matuma Man. They can be stuck off the quapple. They got him focused Matuma. They're not chaining it properly. Shiki used his neutral already. Not able to finish him off. Not able to save this fight. CDEC. Very poor engagement for them. If they continue to hemorrhage kills, Matuma still streaking around, has the stick charges. He may go for the tower dive soon. Liquid just say, screw it, we need the 5-man now. It seems to be working out so far.
Oh, that use actually made the Razor dodge the Sonic Wave damage. But nevertheless, that engagement didn't even feel like it was going to be CDEC favored after how it actually panned out. I think CDEC just needed to have a better initiation from either the SB, which probably should have came earlier, like you mentioned. It took so long before the SB decided, okay, I'm actually TPing to the fight.
He did not have a TP when I clicked on him, but even if he had charged from across the map, I feel like he would have been there sooner.
Yeah, I think if he actually arrived around this area, the jungle area, when the fight was happening here, they probably would have taken the fight and Queen of Pain response. They just needed someone to actually distract them so the Queen gets a big Sonic Wave off.
Dire's middle tower is
And you know Winter. Oh,
sleep.
Aggressive, slept bottom lane. There's the grip debut. CDEC. A rare moment where they get ahead early and start to just fall
Liquid
apart.
needed that so badly.
They're totally back
that,
in the game
if
now.
that was like a failed rotation from the Ember, the game would have been so difficult for them for now. So they needed that to happen for them. Now Liquid back into the game. They got a lot of gold into the Ember's pocket, and he's top of the net worth right now for his team, and even on even terms on with the Lina.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
A lot of it also felt like that they had a totally wasted global there. When you go back to that fight, Quap gets caught by the chains, he globals, Quap just dies,
anyway.
and then he dies as well. Like, as much as I talked up Q's silencer, that was not a good global silence, and it did ultimately cost them.
Yeah, but those type of situations is very hard to call.
Yes.
Because you have to either drop it right away or you don't drop it at all. So.
And he did drop it right away. It's just the math wasn't with him. Too much burn damage.
And when your teammate is just yelling at you, especially when he's aggressive, you know, he's carried you so many games, you just trust him.
Aggressive is like he's like the Chuan of CDEC. Like, he's like the big guy, you know, who's gonna keep you in line.
The voice of the team.
Mm-hmm. He is a loud one. I've gotten to watch him from afar, just see his face. He's very animated when they're playing.
That is always a good sign, you know. He's the morale booster of the team.
Nice! Nice! Ah! That's like Roland at the BTS
I'm
house.
pretty sure that's not how aggressive sounds.
No. Much more manly, of course. They have global now. They're revealing Q in the mid lane, but the rest of CDEC totally off the map. Liquid.
They are still really strong.
Jungle.
They're still really strong with the Iron Shell on
they have a mech now next as well. Kuroki gonna get caught out off the bat. Quick global. Kill secured. But so far only one down. Matumba Man, the sounds will wear off.
That's,
bit lucky. Liquid just happened to have their Lich in position to break the smoke.
yeah, and that global didn't net them a lot of kills. So once again, it's a victory for Liquid. A big cooldown for just a support. Ideally, they want to get at least 2 kills if possible. Jerax is going to get charged down by the SB.
Oh, what a sleep. Jerax with the counterplay. Unfortunately, there's a lot of heroes here. He may end up going down. The Quapple from behind hits 2. And then Cheeky arrives. Oh, a double damage and a haste root. It's the S4 special of Doom. He stuns Spada. Jumping away at the very least. It looks like will be your Ember Spirit. But my god, that hurts. Kuroki now committing to Chain Frost. He could go down too. I'm not sure they realize that Cheeky has both of these roads.
Oh,
Yules onto mind control. Can Cheeky get even more? You betcha. He might even chase Kuroki down.
Look
Gotta
at
be
the
careful
damage!
with Snowball.
Look
Come
at the
with
damage!
me, my friend. I will give you more kills and more
I
gold.
have
It's
double
an
damage,
Ultra.
Cheeky says.
It's an Ultra.
Oh my god. Didn't they realize he had double damage?
He had double damage and haste the entire fight.
The heck? There was no way they could have killed him even if the Lich and Darkseid chased that down. It was very surprising they wanted to go for the kill there.
I don't know if they realized it first, to be honest.
But it was like halfway through the fight.
I know. I think by the time they realized it was too late.
Oh my god, that was a good play from Jerax initially, dodging the charge from Garda.
That was a sick play. And then he turned with the grip right away.
Yeah, on the SB, so the SB couldn't drop the Nether Shark on him. That was a really good play for Jerax, and it almost felt like it could have been enough for Liquid to turn that fight around with the Ember coming in. But
Well, just
sadly,
when you thought Liquid were clawing their way back in, this graph gets ugly.
yeah, a series of unfortunate events.
Cheeky basically has an eggs off of that fight. 3,400 gold. If he wants the eggs. We'll see what the pickup's going to be. Ah.
BKB or Soul Booster? Did he buy Soul Booster?
Soul Booster, yeah.
Bloodstone, why not? Snowball. Gives you
He's
much.
definitely Snowball. He's 9-0 and
Gives you much more HP to survive.
And dying hurts when you're 9-0 Priest. This kind of cushions the blow a little bit, you know?
Radiant's
airbag,
middle tower is under attack.
So you don't actually fall flat towards the windscreen.
Cheeky now hunting. They are smoked up here as Team Liquid.
They are looking to place a ward first, as usual. Oh, they found the shards. He's gonna block in Kuroki.
They blow up Kuroki. He looks for more now. He sees a Razor illusion. I think he knows it's an illusion, though. Not going on it. CDEC
Radiant's
chasing,
bottom tower is
hunting.
under attack.
They have no vision in their jungle, though, but they barely see Matumba Man's rear end as he tries to retreat. Oh, the Yules is going to find the Dark Seer. Aggressive at the blink forward, setting up for the Lina stun, and this time Aggressive will get the kill.
This cheeky Lina is just doing so much heavy lifting. He is the big lifter for his team this game.
Remember, they dual laned him with a Lich. How did that turn out?
making him a stronger.
I honestly think Fada might have been better off.
It only
1v1.
made him a stronger bodybuilder for this kid.
I wonder what Cheeky's win rate on Lina is.
Pretty damn high.
It's got to be absurd.
I think the last impressive game from him where I saw was at MLG when he was against EG. And he totally destroyed Sumer in the lane. That was the other game that I recall him had a really good, Lina performance.
Carter now getting a ward down near the Roche pit. There was a dire sentry here, but I think that
Dire's bottom
basic
tower
bit of
is
vision
under
had to
Dude,
go.
dude, remember this happened
Dire's
in the first game
fortified.
when Liquid placed his bot and CDEC had the sentry there.
Yeah.
Mirror movement.
Well, not mirror results though. CDEC are having a much better time than Liquid did in that previous game.
Dire's bottom
They have a
tower
global,
is under
they have the
Dire's
global
bottom
silence up,
tower
and
has fallen.
Q doesn't even have to be here. Just needs to pop his
I mean,
global.
there's just Liquid are so dependent on spellcasting. They're actually incapable of fighting when global is up.
I just felt like their lineup is just the
Radiant's
terms of
middle
victory
tower
for
is under
Liquid
attack.
has to be so much
Dire's
depending on their early game. They
structures
need
are
to win the early game really hard, but they
Dire's
can't really win all
bottom
their lanes
tower is
because
under
they're being pressured
Oh
by
dear.
Ember. And
Mind control.
meanwhile-
They dropped the hill ward. They see him, I think, trying to iron shell the creep wave,
and then
and then they just roll on him.
Dead ducks here. They just have so much, face rush. They can just close the distance with charge or snowball. They have so many ways of chasing and running you down and playing from the tree. Use on Alina. All of them have very much high movement speed and high mobility. If they see you, you're dead.
Well, pretty sure Liquid are going to be trying to deward that
Oh,
hill,
no,
but
Fata.
it's already
Can-
paid for
Can they
it.
actually find him?
He's invis.
Oh, he's in this. There was no charge on him as well.
If they can find him, then I think we might need to call up Ice Frog. 7,500 gold lead here.
Can't we just call the admins to report map hacking?
Fortunately, well, actually I was reading there's some weird kind of glitchy things you could do, but it's not like the old Warcraft 3
We are
map
not
hacking where you can just
advising-
straight
we're
up.
not advising people to do that.
No. Yeah, but I think those got fixed. They were on Reddit, and we all know Valve reads Reddit, so.
Yep. So by the way, Ember did actually opt to go for the early Manta saw that I suggested that he might actually go for against the global.
But it's like we talked about, you get the Manta, it's only the beginning. He still does almost no damage.
It gives him good stats to
Yeah.
chase with
Oh yeah,
movement
of
speed.
course he needs a Manta, but it's not like, oh, you got the Manta, now you can go. It's not like the TA gets a Desolator and suddenly you can
Yeah.
start winning fights for
How about
the
the Q's Midas? No, he's actually not going Midas, he's going for Glimmer Cape.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
I thought with the good start he had, he was going for Midas anyways. Even though it's not a really good timing, but he wants the Glimmer Cape to deal with the majority of spell damage that comes from Liquid, which is understandable. But the thing is, because he's not been coming to the fights, he's always been alone at the other corner of the map, just hunting the global silence. Gives up the charge towards Matumba Man.
There's no vision yet. They just got a glimpse of him. Only a second Garter.
And here we
Oh,
go.
he does get caught. Initial
Global.
stuns there. The follow-up comes through. The global now arrives, and all of a sudden, Liquid totally caught up. The quad bolt cooling down, though. Matumba just might make it out. No, Soulburn finishes him off.
the
They'll lose aggressive for this, but this is before the Lina arrives and starts to really mess them up. Sneaking around from the side is Shiki. Laguna Blade available. It's level 2. He turns it on Mind Control. And Mind Control will be the one that pays.
And
Nowhere
he
to
gets
go.
His Bloodstone as
Nowhere
well.
to go.
He gets the Bloodstone charge.
Just
oh
in
my
time.
god, he just got
The rest of the team
on
will
time.
escape. Well, what's left of the team, I should say. Only 2. Not the worst fight for Liquid, all things considered. They force out the global, they get a core, it's a 2 for 3, but still, again, Shiki continues to rampage all over them.
The only thing I can say is they live by the skin of their teeth, because if Queen had Sonic Wave, that fight was over right from the beginning. That fight was over.
That was just like the most... That was the most ridiculous charge, because they have 2 wards, over towards the side of the map, but they only caught a glimpse of him for a second right here. And they even saw it and they pinged it, but...
They don't really have good heroes that can stun him from a good distance. The only thing they have
Ember.
is the Ember, yeah. And Ember was the guy getting charged.
Yeah, but they pinged it. I guess he couldn't time it quite right. It's tough when he's coming over the trees at max move speed. Well, beyond max. Beyond the max.
speed.
So let's see, looking for the uppercut. He's going to find it on the Matumba Man, who does jump himself back. CDEC heating up here in the mid game. Well, Winter,
tough,
I'm really struggling. What do
It's really
Liquid
tough
do
for
at this
Liquid to
point?
fight. Yeah, it's very hard for them to go into that. And when they are trying to farm, usually when you can't take fights, you do is you speed push. But when you're up against the SB, it's very, very difficult to do that. They have to fight their way back into this game, I feel. Get a good vacuum into, you know, a wall. Again, there's no really good follow-ups apart from Chain Force, but Chain Force is not really like a spell that can stun. It's still really good synergy with the vacuum, but it's not as easy as like an Ice Path or just Vacuum Fissure. You win the fight right away. Chain Force is like so really even if you get a good combo.
Fine, Mutombo, man. CDEC with a big leap forward again. Pick off after pick off.
I guess they lead in with the Blink Punch and then...
Yeah, Blink Punch, then you lean a stun, and down he goes. XC will get slept, though. But the global counter initiation, very well played. And maybe they turn this. Little snowball's available. Punch is also ready. Kuroki trying to back himself out of here. He gets off the chain. He doesn't care. Going deep, baby. XC looking for more.
Oh my god, he almost caught another extra kill for his team there.
They're not done yet. Garter charging forward, jumping onto Jerax. The bash comes through.
Oh my god,
Leap again. Trying to turn this. Can Jerax get the counterplay? Shiki then arrives. He starts going to work as well. On the high ground, the quad bolt committed. Bada with the BKB, trying to punish Shiki so low, but able to make it his way with the Glimmer Cape, the heal. And God, he definitely doesn't want to go down. Getting now 11-0-7.
They are smelling blood and they want to clean out and close out the game. That dive was so freaking deep. Almost turned out well for them if Bane didn't manage to dodge the stun from well played by Jerax once more. But it doesn't really salvage the situation. They're still in a really bad position. They need way too much farm, you know, on their cost right now. Even though they're not far behind, if you look at the net worth graph, they are not far behind, but it's just based on the lineup they have. The cost needs to do so much work.
They're pretty far behind.
No, I mean, if you look at the net worth between the carries, the carries, they are not far behind. But the problem is the CDEC heroes that are not, they are not the core, are doing a lot of work. The Tusk plus the SB plus the Silencer are doing a lot of work compared to the Bane and the Lich down. It's very hard for the Lich and Bane to do a lot because Bane can't get the full duration grip up. You can try to save yourself a few more times, but it's not going to win you the game. But the Tusk and the Silencer plus the SB are just getting so much done for their team. The map control, they get pickoffs left and right, they get farm along the way. It's just a lot of pressure, you know.
Smoke, they will find Garter. There is no global this time around, but he's going to try to retreat courtesy of the Shadow Amulet. Not happening. XC now caught by the chains. He'll rev up the snowball. His backup coming. Shiki in position, looking for that quick takedown. Stun, not there just yet. And now jumping forward onto Shiki. Oh god, that's a huge kill if they can grab it. He's gripped. He's done. It ends a gigantic streak. Mind control gets the boat. They might even lose more. The Silencer's going to fall.
Oh my god.
4 dead.
They
could have cut their losses and walked away with 1, maybe 2 down. But they commit Winter and they suddenly hemorrhage. 5,200 gold, 5,400 gold actually.
Are they going to be able to consolidate?
That's half their lead.
With their Roshan?
That's half their lead.
At least they can't go for Roshan, but that's half their lead, like you mentioned. That was a really good timing for Liquid to fight because they don't have global. They understand that they can't farm their way to win the game. They need to fight their way back into the game. So that was a really good timing for them to pick a fight when the global is down. So that was a huge difference maker there for Liquid.
That was without the Lina eggs. Also, Quap BKB not quite out yet, but man, everything that could have gone wrong went wrong there. Didn't have the global silence. Great catch by Liquid. CDEC just going in one at a time, getting picked off, and the response to this probably going to be a smoke or a gank of some kind. But they are going to be scouted as they move about. Great aggressive wards now up for Liquid. They immediately TP'd the team mid. Looks like they wanted the gank, but they're just going to charge on towards top.
I think CDEC are still okay with the situation right now. They lost a lot, but whenever they fight with Global, they're still very, very strong. They just need to make sure something like that doesn't happen again. When Global is down, they make sure no fights happen. No one gets picked off until the next Global is up. Be disciplined about it. As long as that doesn't happen again, they should still be in a really good position to close out the game.
CDEC on the move.
Razor's getting really big though. Yes, SNY and BKB and another 1.2.
I feel like if it's only a farmed Racer, though, they have the solutions for him. It's if the Razor and the Ember get farmed.
Yeah, if both of them get really farmed, it's tough So here we go. The global is up.
Charging forward, they get the ward down on the high ground, but Fada's already retreating back, jumping in. XC with the long range attempt, doesn't quite grab it with the shards. Shiki just running directly into 4 heroes. He'll get caught by a Chain's bold maneuver, but he's got backup. Aggressive arrives, that global silence still being held in position. Shiki needs the help soon. The Chain Frost comes through. He's gonna back up now. The global use.
Oh, the
and
Chain
it
Frost,
bounces.
the Chain Frost!
It keeps on bouncing. Look at it go. It almost kills him off. It bounces
Oh
back
my
to
God,
corner.
the Chain
Again to
Frost!
XC. That's gonna be like a 2,000-3,000 damage Chain Frost. Liquid hunting. Stop tanking the icicle, Shiki. You can't handle it. Liquid already committed. Doesn't have a whole lot. He's gonna miss the stun on Fada. CDEC crumbling. 3 down.
Holy
What
crap,
is going
that Chain Frost
on?
literally bounced 10 times on 10 heroes.
Darkseer. Was the fight really done? Oh, it doesn't count the
Darkseer bought
Lina.
out.
Doesn't count the
Darkseer
Lina death. Aggressive still fighting with XC. They'll get JRX.
Okay, Darkseer bought out. So at the end it was what, 3 for 3? Oh, it's still not ending. XD gonna get vacuum back. Gonna get Static up as well. He is going to go down as well. So it's at the end of the day, 4 for 3 in favor of Liquid.
That kill recap did not count the death of Alina. It was a lot worse than that. It was like a minus 1,300 or something for
Damn,
CDEC.
that Chain Frost won them the fight.
It looked like a terrible Chain Frost too. He was running away from it.
And then
nobody
they
was
ran
near
back,
him.
They ran back in.
He dragged it back to his team. Then the Tusk ran next to him, and they just like, hey, let's pass the Chain Frost around.
That has to be a 2,800 damage.
Let's
Chain
play a
Frost.
game of catch. Oh, I didn't get to look at the damage. Damn it. Fight recap, Winter.
2,800 damage.
Go
It was
check out the combat log.
No, I'm gonna crash.
No, but they're not capturing your screen. It's okay.
And you're putting me at risk because of that. I want to watch the game.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I'm checking. I'm checking.
Filter for Lich.
Interval, 30 seconds.
Couple minutes maybe. Like a minute, I would say.
Okay.
Frost Blast.
Okay.
You have to go back even farther.
Serious?
How many bounces did he have?
Uh,
It was like 7 or 8, I think.
but so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5,
No, 6, 7.
6, 7,
7 bounces.
8.
8 bounces.
Yeah, 8 bounces.
Oh my.
So it wasn't even the food.
Radiant's top
Now they
tower
did have to
is
buy back
under attack.
Darkseer, which was kind of hard to catch in chaos, and they lost their effort. But still Liquid are happy.
So Lich finally got something done this game. It was about time.
Kuroki was right.
It was a little later than expected, but he was right. That's 1 chip in a jar, LD. I don't care.
I don't care. Fly back to the US and put a chip in the jar. The game will settle down now. Still CDEC with the overall network
I
lead.
won't forget about that, by the way. I'll make sure it happens, that chip.
I'll be punished.
So right now the state of the game has sort of, I think even out, or more or less even out, even though CDEC still has a 5k lead, but at this point, because Liquid has the much stronger late game with the Razor plus Ember, more physical damage, so I think Liquid, with that type of lineup, even though 5k behind, it feels like an even game from this point.
You really think they're that much stronger with like the global just insta delete from Alina?
But you're gonna have like, at some point, maybe Manta plus BKB on the heroes, then the global would be useless. I don't know.
Well, I guess by that argument,
Then
maybe
you
you have a
then
blink
you
and a
have,
hex on
you have
Shiki.
Greaves as well on Darkseer now, so he's gonna be able to deal with the global.
I think where CDEC could take it late is if they get a blink hex. And then you could just combo someone down and there's no save. Oh, Kuroki
Was not right this time.
taking bullets for the team. XZ gonna leap in, chases onto Matoma Man, gets slept up. Are they gonna find anyone? Shiki trying to decide
they
who he wants
actually
to go
did
for
not-
as a Wild Razor appears in the middle of the fight. CDEC, you gotta kill somebody. The snowball gets dragged in, aggressive commits for this one. He unloads the ult, it only hits one. It looks like maybe tickled Matamba Man there, but still, he's very healthy. Survives for now. XZ gonna go down now. Aggressive back into the fray. Still strong, standing, but the wall gets deployed and Shiki gets slowed down. He keeps on finding himself in the middle of 5 enemy heroes and he might die for it. He will die. The Bloodstone used to prevent further gold going against them. 3 fallen. Q is next. That's the gem as well. Oh my goodness, what a weird fight. They just all dive mid. They can't catch the Lich for ages. He didn't even get off the Chain Frost in spite of that. The Razor of Fada just catches like, oh, hey guys, I guess we're gonna team fight. Runs in behind them. Shiki never really finds a combo the entire fight. Doesn't even use the ult. And they just fall apart.
They tried to force the fight too much there. If they get the initial like start with a use or even a charge, then maybe they can take the fight. But because they were able to disengage, Liquid were just they ran far behind their towers already. So CDEC just tried to force to take a fight too much. They were forcing the situation a lot after what happened in the last time where they lost 2 fights in a row.
I am shocked Liquid even had a chance this game, Winter, let alone that they're now officially winning when this graph completes updating.
They are going to win this game, if this happens one more time. One more fight like that, I think there's no chance for CDEC anymore. They have one more chance, I feel. They cannot afford to mess it anymore. If they mess it up again, the game is just basically over for them.
Tough times here at CDEC High.
So right now they have to wait out the Aegis. So wait out the Aegis, then take the next fight. I think that's their best bet. They should not take the fight against the Aegis anymore.
Do you like the Shadow Blade on Spirit Breaker this game as opposed to like going straight into a BKB?
I think it's okay though. They need the SG to be able to initiate. Even if you have BKB, you run in, you charge from far, you still get grip. So Shadow Blade is probably much better, to get picked off as well. And you force the sentries from the supports, which are already very poor this game initially.
Yeah.
Before
I guess at this
fight.
point, though, unfortunately, they have fed a gem away.
Yeah. So
now they don't need the
Now
sentries.
it's like the Shadow Blade it's like redundant and because of the gem being fed away.
Unfortunate. Aggressive will gear up a little bit for some carry potential now. Grabs that plate mail.
He's getting a Warrior's kick.
Huh? Oh, really?
Is it even useful? It doesn't even stun, right? Does it stun?
I think it just has the knockback.
So if you kick the Bane, you don't cancel the grip.
No, I mean, he's got other ways to cancel grab.
Yeah, I know. But why do you think it's
the one way
useful
I
this
could
game?
see it could? Well, I feel like every fight they dive into the middle of 5 liquid heroes and just start getting like killed off one by one. So maybe if you can try to do that Earth Spirit thing,
You kick the
jump
Razor?
in, kick someone back. I feel like they actually kind of need that right now. So I could see it working, but
Radiant's
it's hard to justify that item, man. I've seen so many useless.
Oh, Jarex, the Glimmer Cape.
See if he doesn't have mana for the grip here, though. With the stick charge, he barely will. They jump onto Shiki. Jarex, that grip. Oh, looks like he got insta-canceled by the global, and Shiki will turn, finds 1 kill. He's just going to commit forward now, tries to juke away. Chased by Kuroki. Kuroki wants this. Shiki, no bloodstone deny available. Down he goes, and they committed a global. Alina for a support Bane. Not worth.
They wanted the global, then he can TP out. But the timing wasn't right for them. His TP got cancelled by the grip. Man, what is actually going on for the last few minutes for CDEC have been totally atrocious. A lot of bad decision making, overextensions, and just being overconfident.
I think they got a little cocky with how the game started.
Yeah.
Like there were some really aggressive fights.
Yeah, but even then, after what happened the first time around, then you have to really understand that you might still lose the game, right?
Yeah, I agree.
Then it happened again the second time, then the game became like this, and they lost the Roshan. Right now, their fate is not in their own hands anymore, I'm afraid. Liquid has assumed control of the fate of this game.
Yeah, I think that's fair to say. Dead even in terms of numbers, but they've got all their key items on their utility heroes, and then your Ember's getting big.
Lineup-wise,
Razor's huge.
Dead even is really good for Liquid. CDEC cannot fight this dead even. They have to have some sort of lead with their lineup.
If there was only one farm core, I could maybe see them, but when you've got a Razor and an Ember both getting fat, like I agree, they just don't have the burst to kill off
Will
both.
the kicks change the game?
Radiant's top
tell me,
tower
Winter.
has fallen.
I don't even buy Aghanims on this hero. I feel like it's
I've seen 3 walrus. I think I've seen 3 walrus kicks in competitive play. 2 of them saved an enemy hero who was dead, and 1 of them got a kill. It's a small sample size, granted, but let's see what's XC. If anyone can pull it off, maybe it is XC. See Fada up front.
It's just very hard to judge whether it'll be useful. It's just like getting a Lotus up. It might pay off big time, but it's not reliable.
Cheeky from, what was it, 12, 13 bloodstone charges? Knocked down to 3.
Oh no, kill. My god, they're just so strong right now, and I'm not sure if CDEC can even take a fight with the Aegis still present on Fata. It's gonna expire in 30 seconds, so I don't really think they should even try to take a fight outside of their base.
They're thinking about a charge. Spear
The
break.
rat cow. Creep skipping.
That's almost as scary as the monkey cat rat. They ping in his general vicinity. He is currently invis. Seems like he should be okay though.
Yeah, he's charging out. He should be fine, but deep bots being placed by Liquid is one healer to place, so giving them the intel that they saw 2 heroes running past the top area. So Liquid should be able to take care of their lanes, push all their lanes out, and even with the Aegis that just ran out, I still feel like Liquid are just so much stronger right now with their position and their lineup.
When do you see them getting their second wind, Winter?
Second win?
If at all, CDEC. Like, is there a point where like they hit a new peak,
Oh,
or are they just on the way down from here?
They're just going downwards with their lineup right now. The longer the game goes, the weaker their lineup gets.
Quap gets the AC.
You know, you talk about silencer, like maybe you have the refresher, but this type of game is like the refresher can't really win your team the game if you don't have enough damage to kill the heroes. Because right now the Razor and the Ember are getting extremely hard to deal with. They can't kill the heroes. They don't have enough damage from the heroes. And not to mention, the Darkseer has been a huge force in team fight as well after getting the boost to deal with the global.
And Razor is feeling pretty close to immortal at this point. Sure, maybe you hit him with the Laguna Blade, but
I'm surprised he didn't go for Skadi this game though, instead of the Butterfly. Like the last game he went the same items, but he went for Skadi as his fourth item. Like this game you could argue you want to have actually more HP to survive, but I guess he feels like he's not gonna die anymore right now.
it used to be a race car, dude.
I don't really feel he needs the evasion that badly this game.
That's no way to use your 10-second BKB.
What?
He, I think, tried to self-Yules, or he tried to Yules an enemy, I think, and maybe hit the wrong hotkey, and then he like BKB'd and self-Yules.
Radiant's bottom
We're chasing
tower
the
is
Lina
under
so much.
attack.
At this point, it's fair to say CDEC are probably on tilt.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
I certainly would be.
I don't find any next like window of timing for them though with their lineup. Even if they get the refresher, I think you can probably argue that's their strongest late game timing. But do you think they can even win the fights with double refresher ultimates?
I think if they're going to win a fight like that, they need... I want to say like Lina needs a refresher.
Then Queen needs a refresher.
And Queen needs a refresher
then,
and a hex.
okay.
And like one damage item.
Good. Even if you get those items, so what is Vicky going to get? They're going to have their own items, right? They're going to have a Skadi on the Razor.
Yeah.
They're going to have a
I
Skadi
agree.
on the Ember or BKB on the Ember. I just feel they need to have more items than Liquid for that to happen, for them to be able to win the fight. But as of now, it's just really, really tough for them. I can see them maybe dragging the game out and getting pickoffs with the SB charge if Liquid make a mistake positionally. Then they slowly fall back into the game. It's very hard for them to take direct engagements now, and you know you're screwed, right? If you can't take direct engages when you have a silencer.
I mean, look at this draft. These are all heroes that want to fight. Except for Silencer, who kind of wants to help his team
They
fight.
kind of overdid it
Dire's middle tower
when they
is
lost the
under
last two
attack.
fights.
It's the CDEC way, though. They fail a smoke, generally they just go in for another
Live
one.
and die by the sword, some may say.
That was the one nice thing I think at TI for CDEC is a lot of the heroes Aggressive was playing where they would scale a little better with farm.
Yeah.
So they had that plan B.
His hero pool now doesn't really scale so much with farm. He needs to rely.
Maybe they
things
should be
to go-
picking more of like those, like Juggernaut's a hero that he plays, which is somewhat popular.
Oh, he got banned in first game.
That's true. What else does Aggressive play? Used to play Drow. Drow doesn't seem very good right now.
Bro, is
Actually seems pretty terrible right now.
situational at best.
Every Drow game we've seen so far this fan has been a disaster. They are going to find Fada off the bat. He gets up the BKB, Laguna Blade in the face, and the static
so
drain quickly
tanky.
broken, but he's so damn hard to bring down with full 40 plus armor and just hunting Cheeky, hounding him back. They'll lose Garter on the side of the fight, and Fada keeps on charging in. Way too difficult. Aggressive committing the ultimate. Can't even get close to the kill.
Fada.
He's too tanky. He's too strong. This Razor,
This game is-
unstoppable. The
this
true
game is
lightning
over.
god.
This game
Zeus,
is over.
step
They
aside.
can't even kill the Razor when the Razor went for this item build. He doesn't like. Oh my god.
They can't finish. They can get him low with the Laguna, the Quapple, and you know some combination of nukes,
Man,
but
this game might just be over now. Like,
they can't finish him.
There's no global silence. They're gonna push high ground, and everyone is back to almost full HP with the urn.
Fada, as usual, the most farmed hero in the game on a Razor,
Radiant's middle
wrecking
tower
face.
has fallen.
I feel like we've seen this movie before.
I've seen this movie far too many times, shall we?
We have not seen this movie from CDEC very often, though.
Radiant's
Very-
structures are
We
falling.
saw this when they were playing Mineski, remember?
But in general, like overall, they do not throw leads very often.
Yeah, in general. But at this event, this is not the first time.
Just to be clear.
You are very clear, Gorman. I understand.
Thank you, John.
So well said, Gorman.
Oh. Are we done here?
I'm just being polite.
Still waiting for a useful walrus kick, by the way.
You know, there's so many items that I feel could have a lot more potential. Maybe a like Vlad's Solar Crest. There's so many items that I feel has much more ease of execution compared to a Walrus Kick.
It would be a good trolling item if you could kick your teammates into the middle of their team. Just toss them in.
So I think it doesn't.
Only enemy units.
You can kick it back 900 units, so it's basically like
It's
a
pretty,
miniature.
It's like a blink skewer,
a miniature
basically.
hook. Okay, maybe it's not a miniature hit.
Well, the idea, I guess, is like you blink onto them, you kick them back to your team, and then you snowball back to them. Yeah. But I don't know. It seems hard to execute.
You know, I would prefer that.
Yeah, the Winter Bench Kunkka. Oh, Chain Frost. Back's there as well. Huge combo from Liquid. 2 down. I mean, CDEC. Oh, God. They're in trouble. Cheeky tried to TP out that damage from Matumba, man. Oh, that's going to leave a mark.
That's going to leave more than a mark. That is just too much damage from the Ember with the double damage.
That's going to leave a lot of blood on the floor.
That's going to leave.
So this makes the group very interesting, Winter. Looks like it probably is a 1-1 tie at this point, barring a miracle. Even then, I think they need more than miracles.
I really did not expect this to happen after the start that Shiki had 1 versus 2, crushing the lane. Everything was going well. And then
Ember did not have a great time this game by any stretch, but now the big climactic team fight emerges as Fada rushes onto Garter, just keeps on diving, committed even further, once aggressive 2. They've gotten 4 down. Liquid yelling at CDEC, get out of this game. You'll have to settle for a 1-1 tie, and indeed CDEC will, they call it. That was a very unexpected result after the way this game began.
yeah, that was just CDEC mostly losing control of the game because of a few couple of really questionable team decisions. They overextended because I think mostly it was just they were really cocky, they were overconfident because the early game just went so well when the opponent team has a Lich. You know, when you're playing against a Lich and your early game goes well, you know you're in cruise control. And then after that, they just overestimated their lead. They were too cocky, they gave up kills left and right, they dived so deep and they just basically threw away the game from there.
Well, with that, Winter, series tied 1-1. I'm sure Group A is shaping up to be very interesting. So to find out more about that, we're going to hand it over to our analyst panel. Kato Guy, what's going on? Or are we?
Or are we going there?
Are we not going to?
Thank you so much, Winter and LD. We're here on the panel with Merlini and Sheever, and, well, the series is going to end up a draw. What started very peculiar for Liquid, they committed to what we felt like was an awkward Lich pick, and you expect them to have a successful early game, but they didn't. That was CDEC's game from the first half almost. It wasn't until that 26-minute mark when Liquid took that huge fight in the mid lane, wiped out Shiki, took that huge 1,000 bounty gold, and CDEC just like went on tilt from there on out. They couldn't get anything going. They were itemizing weirdly. What happened at that point? They just got beat so bad. They just got knocked back a couple of grade levels. It was crazy to see them just get so shut down.
They had at some point, I mean, as you said, laning stage, you kind of should have done better if you have a Lich in your team. You kind of pick it to win the lanes. But at some point they started fighting. At some point CDEC decided, well, you know, we're going to 5-mana spawn. Liquid was just so prepared for that. They put out so much damage in a team fight. And in one fight, Lich Ultimate bounced around. I mean, almost the max amount of bounces. It was insane. And then the fights from that point onward, you've got yourself a good one-more combo, and you got yourself a good lineup that can actually fight. And I'm not too sure about the Aghanims on the Tusk.
It looked neat.
It looked neat.
I always saw them
cool in theory.
I always saw them use it once to kick Fata away from their base.
Yes, I like that. You can kick Fada away from Static Link as well, but
that's probably the only.
But over a
legitimate
Solar
use.
Crest, over the Vlads,
For
over
a
anything you
4K
Lotus
can.
item.
Orb. We saw Lotus Orb used versus Razor. I think I don't know if you guys watched the game, but they would just always cast it on a potential Static Link target, and if he Static Links, you just
you exchange it and it basically.
which is a pretty big deal, I think,
Doesn't
versus the
really-
Razor, especially in BKB Wars. The Razor just dominated them.
Can you imagine the
in
mindset
fights.
then? He's like, do I stay close to him? Do
No,
I
it's,
have
it's
to
hard
step
to
back?
see. Like he casted it like right after the Lotus Orb cast, and it doesn't show like 2 separate links because they're right on top of each other.
Oh.
So normally a spell like you shoot it and then you shoot it back, but the links are right on top of each other,
So
so
it's
you
like,
can't tell.
why am I not getting damage?
Yeah, and then Razor's like, what? I'm not doing anything, and then
he like had to run away and then he died because he didn't do enough damage. So it's actually kind of a legitimate concern that he did get the Ags over another 4,200 gold item.
So I just want to point out real quick before the next series as well. CDEC has now got 3 ties, which put them tied with another team that has 3 ties, which is VG Gaming. They're both sitting on number 3 and number 4. So going through to the playoffs as it stands right now, which might still change, Liquid has got themselves 5 points on the board, putting them on top of the standings right now. Virtus.pro still has to play 2 series today as well, so they can catch up. They're the only 2 teams that have got a win so far against Mineski earlier. And talking about Mineski, one team hasn't faced Mineski just yet. That is VG Gaming. That is the series we're having next.
Yes, it is. You'll be seeing it right here on the Beyond